2. Human body. A. Skeletal, muscular, and nervous system. Let's learn about organs and systems of the body. The skeletal system, the muscular system, the nervous system. Do you know how does our body perform so many functions? ये मिहिका different types of system in our body help it to perform so many functions. Our body is an amazing machine. It is made up of about 100 billions of cells. Cells are the basic unit of the human body. These cells together form tissues. These tissues further form several organs. These organs all together form an organ system. Organs and systems of the body. The human body works like a machine and performs several functions in a day. All functions are carried out by the special organs. There are almost 78 organs in a human body. The major organ in the body of human beings is the brain, which is primarily responsible for performing all the functions and actions of the body. The large number of these body organs makes a system of the body. Cells, tissues, organs, organ system, organism. All our body systems depend upon each other for their functions. For example, the nervous system cannot work without the help of the muscular system. The two systems which work closely together are the skeletal system and the muscular system. The major organ systems of human body are skeletal system, muscular system, nervous system, circulatory system, respiratory system, excretory system, reproductive system, digestive system. The skeletal system. Have you ever wondered that how do you move, sit and stand? Imagine. Come, let us read further to know the answer. We move, sit and stand with the help of our skeletal system. The skeleton is the internal framework of the human body. It supports, protects and maintains our body. It also gives the strength to the body. The skeletal system is composed of several bones. At birth, the human skeleton has about 270 to 350 bones. As we grow, some bones fuse together to end up with 206 bones when we become adult. These bones are of different sizes and shapes. Some are large and some are small. The bones of the body are hard, but they all have tiny holes on them. These holes allow nerves and blood vessels to enter the bone. There is a soft fatty substance filled in the long bones of the body. This is called bone marrow. It is the place where the blood cells are manufactured. Do you know the longest bone in the human body is the thigh bone called the femur? The skull. The skull is the bony framework of head. It gives shape to the head and face. It also holds and protects the brain and other facial features such as eyes, nose, and ears. The skull is not just one single bone structure. It is made up of 8 cranial bones and 14 facial and jaw bones. Our backbone or spine. The backbone or spine is the most important skeletal organ of the human body. It is made up of 33 small bones. These are called vertebrae. The vertebrae are all interlinked. They form the main axis of the body. Spine makes body to stand erect. It protects the spinal cord, nervous, and important blood vessels that run down from the brain. The rib cage. The rib cage is formed of 12 pairs of ribs. It protects the heart and lungs. They are curved bones which are joined to the backbone and to the breastbone at the front. The last 2 pairs of ribs are called floating ribs because they are joined only to the backbone. The limbs in our body. There are 2 kinds of limbs in the human body: forelimbs and hind limbs. Forelimbs or arms are made up of 2 parts: upper arm and the lower arm. In the upper arm, there is only one bone that is called humerus. In the lower arm, there are 2 bones known as radius and ulna. They join with each other near elbow. Many small bones make the wrist, palm, and fingers. The bones of the arm are joined to the spine by shoulder girdle and collarbone. Hind limbs or leg have also 2 parts: upper leg and lower leg. The bone in the upper leg is called femur. The lower leg has 2 bones known as tibia and fibula. Upper leg and lower leg are joined together at the knee. Joints. A joint is a place in the body where 2 bones are joined together. At joints, bones are held together by tough tissues called ligaments. Joints can be of different kinds. 1. Hinge joints. Hinge joints work like the hinges in a door. Bones connected in this way can move only in one direction. The elbow, knee, toes, and finger joints are examples of hinge joints. 2. Ball and socket joint. They have one bone which has a socket into which the ball of another bone fits. This helps the connected bones to move in many directions. The hip and shoulder joints are examples of such joints. 3. Pivot joint. This is found between the skull and the first 2 vertebrae of the spine. This joint allows the side to side and up and down movement of the skull. 4. Gliding joints. They allow movement between the connecting bones. These are found between the vertebrae and in the wrist and ankle. 5. Cartilage. Cartilage is tough, elastic tissue that is found in various parts of the body, such as the joints in the ankle, knee, and elbow, and also between the vertebrae in the backbone. Bones along with cartilage and muscles help us in movement. Cartilage prevents the bone from rubbing against each other and wearing out. Cartilage is also found in the ears and nose. Touch the top part of your ear or the tip of your nose. These parts are soft to touch. They are the cartilage. The muscular system. Muscles are soft tissues in the body of humans. They are responsible for maintaining posture, physical movement like sitting, walking, eating, etc., and movement of internal organs such as keeping the heart pumping to circulate blood and moving food through the digestive system. Muscles make our body flexible. There are about 650 muscles in the body. Muscles work in pairs. They perform contraction and relaxation. When you flex a muscle, it contracts or gets shorter. On relaxing, it goes back to its original shape. There are three types of muscles on the basis of controlled actions. 1. Voluntary muscles. Voluntary muscles move when we want them to move. When we lift a weight or move our arm, we are using voluntary muscles. These muscles are all in our control. The biceps and triceps in our arms are examples of voluntary muscles. 2. Involuntary muscles. Some muscles work by themselves. They are not in our control. They are called involuntary muscles. They work automatically. These muscles help our lungs expand and contract, and our food to be digested. 3. Cardiac muscles. An important involuntary muscle is the cardiac muscles. Muscles of the heart is called cardiac muscles. It begins working 7 months before birth and stops working at death. The nervous system. The nervous system comprises the nervous, brain, and spinal cord. They receive and integrate the signals relayed from sense organs such as the tongue, skin, eyes, nose, and ears. Nerves have an important role in receiving and integrating the signals. This system also controls unconscious functions such as heartbeat and breathing. Nerves. Nerves are thread-like structures spread throughout the body. They carry and bring messages to and from the brain. Nerves carry messages from the body parts through the spinal cord to the brain. They also bring messages from the brain through the spinal cord to the body parts. Nerves act like telephone wires which communicate the message to the brain. Messages are sent and received through nerve cells. Nerves are of different kinds. Sensory nerves carry a message from a body part to the brain. These nerves allow sensing. Motor nerves bring messages from the brain to the muscles. These cause the muscles to contract. These are responsible for the actions taken by the body. Suppose you want to walk. A message is sent to the brain through the motor nerve. The motor nerve in your leg carry the message to the muscles. Your muscles receive the message and you lift your leg to walk. Mixed nerves pass signals between the sensory nerves and motor nerves. Brain. Brain is the most important and delicate organ in the body. It is protected by the skull. It is the main control center of the body. The brain controls the body by receiving and giving messages. Messages coming from the different body parts tell the brain what is needed by the body. Messages sent by the brain tell different body parts what to do and how to do. The brain not only thinks, gives reason, remembers, but also controls the movement of body. It absorbs all sorts of actions done or needed by the body. Parts of the brain. The brain has three main parts. The outer part of the brain is the cerebrum. It is the largest part of the brain. The cerebrum controls thinking, learning, intelligence, memory, and talking. It also controls the functions of sense organs. The part below cerebrum is the cerebellum. The cerebellum controls the voluntary muscles of the body. Playing, running, moving hand, riding a bike, and other movements are controlled by cerebellum. The bottom part of the brain that connects the brain to the spinal cord is the medulla oblongata. It controls all involuntary movements of the body. It controls the muscles for breathing, heartbeat, digestion, etc. Spinal cord. Spinal cord is formed by a large group of nerves. It is thick, cord-like bundle of nerve cells. Messages travel along the spinal cord to and from the brain. The spinal cord is like a connecting cable. It connects the nerves to the brain. It is well protected in the flexible but tough bony spine. Reflex action. Some body movements are done automatically without thinking about them. This automatic response of body to an event is called reflex action. The reflex action involves only the nerves and spinal cord. For example, your mouth gets watered at the sight of ice creams and chocolates. Similarly, the action, such as moving your hand away from a thorn or needle, takes place without the message going to the brain. The reflex action allows fast reaction. In reflex action, on touching a thorn or needle, the sensory nerves send a message to the spinal cord and the spinal cord orders the hand to withdraw immediately. Sense organs. The organs which help us to know about the outside world around us are called sense organs. The five sense organs are eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Eyes. The eyes are our most important sense organ. We see the beautiful world around us with the help of eyes. The colored circle in the eye is iris. The black spot in the center of the iris is the pupil. Light enters the eye through the pupil. The nerve cells in the eye send messages along the optic nerve to the brain. The brain reads the messages and enables us to see the objects. The front part of the eye is protected by a transparent covering called cornea. Eyelids and eyelashes also protect the eyes. They keep dust and dirt out of the eyes. Ears. We hear sounds through our ears. The sound of an object enters the outer ear and travels through the middle and inner ear. From there, it is sent to the brain by the nerves. Ears also help us to keep our balance. Nose. Nose helps us to smell different objects. In the upper part of our nose, there are endings of nerves which are sensitive to smell. They send the message to the brain and the brain tells us what the smell is. When we have blocked nose, no air can reach the nerve endings as we cannot smell. The senses of smell and taste are linked. Our food does not taste good if we cannot smell it because of a blocked nose. Tongue. We can sense four types of tastes: sweet, sour, salt, and bitter. These are sensed by means of four kinds of nerve endings in our tongue. These are called taste buds. These taste buds are grouped together in different regions of the tongue. Skin. Skin is the protective outer covering of our body. It contains nerve endings which detect sensation of touch, pain, heat, or cold. Some parts of our skin, such as fingertips, have more nerve endings than other parts of the body, so these are more sensitive. Words to remember: interlinked, interrelated, spinal cord, the set of nerves inside the spine that connect the brain to other nerves in the body. Sensory nerves, a nerve that passes impulses from receptors toward or to the central nervous system. Brush up. The major organ in the human body is the brain, which is primarily responsible for performing all the functions and actions of the body. The skeletal system is composed of several bones. The rib cage protects the heart and lungs. The reflex action involves only nerves and spinal cord. Life skills. We should take proper care of our body. If we do not take care of it, it gets sick and becomes unable to perform even the necessary functions. B. Circulatory and excretory system. Let's learn about organs of circulatory system. Functions of circulatory system. Excretory system. Parts of urinary system. Do you know the function of the circulatory system in our body? Yay! The circulatory system works to transport the blood around the body. Organs of circulatory system. The main organ of the circulatory system is heart. The heart is a muscular organ. The other main parts of the circulatory system include the blood vessels. Blood vessels are structured like tubes. The lungs also play a major role in this system. Functions of the circulatory system. We all know that it is the blood that carries the digested food and the oxygen to the different parts of the body and carries the waste material away from the different parts. But how does the blood flow in our body? The circulatory system works to transport blood around the body. The blood itself also carries numerous other substances which the body requires to function. At the start of the blood circulatory cycle, the heart pumps the blood and the blood vessels carry the blood throughout the body. The pumping action of heart is called heartbeat. A doctor uses a stethoscope to hear the heartbeat of a person. Do you know? An adult's heart pumps nearly 4,000 gallons of blood each day. Blood is transported around the body through blood vessels. The blood vessels are of three types: arteries, veins, and capillaries. 1. The arteries carry the blood rich in oxygen from the heart to the other parts of the body. They have thick walls. 2. The vein carry the blood with carbon dioxide back to the heart. They have thin walls compared to the arteries. 3. The blood capillaries are tiny blood vessels that carry blood deep into the organs and tissues. Lungs play an important role in this system by providing oxygen for the blood so that the heart can pump helpful cells to the body instead of dead ones. Thus, the circulatory system helps in the transport of substances in the body. Excretory system. The function of excretory system is to remove waste from the blood and body. It also regulates the concentration of body fluids. This system consists of kidneys, water, urinary bladder, and urethra. The excess water from the large intestine is sent to a pair of bean-shaped organs called the kidneys. These are located at the back on each side of the waist. The kidneys filter the waste from the blood and help to get rid of them in the form of urine. The urine is carried by thin tubes called ureter from the kidneys to a muscular organ called urinary bladder. When the bladder becomes full, it is passed out through the urethra. Parts of the urinary system. The kidneys are filters that take the waste out of the blood and make urine. The ureters are tubes that carry the urine to the bladder. The bladder is a bag that collects the urine. The urethra is a tube that carries the urine out of the body. The lungs help to get rid of the waste from the body in the form of carbon dioxide and the skin in the form of sweat. Do you know? About 440 gallons of blood flows through the kidneys each and every day. Words to remember. Arteries. A vessel carrying blood from the heart to the tissues. Veins. Thin-walled blood vessels containing blood at low pressure. Capillaries. A tube that has an internal diameter of hair-like thinness. Brush up. The main organ of the circulatory system is heart. At the start of the blood circulatory cycle, the heart pumps the blood and the blood vessels carry the blood throughout the body. Excretory system is to remove the wastes from the blood and body. Excretory system consists of kidneys, water, urinary bladder, and urethra. Life skills. The doctors feel the heartbeat of the patients and tell that how fit they are. Your resting heart rate is the speed at which your heart beats when you are relaxing. For most people, it's between 60 and 80 beats per minute, although this varies according to age. C. Digestive system. Let's learn about digestion. Human digestive system. Why food tastes sweet. Tips for good digestion. Radhika, what should we do to get energy and work properly? Mihika, we should eat healthy food in proper amount to get energy to work properly. To work properly, every part of our body needs food. Food provides us with energy. It helps us to grow. It repairs damaged body parts. It makes our bones and muscles strong. It keeps us fit and healthy. But before it benefits us, it needs to be digested. Digestion. The food that we eat cannot be absorbed directly by the blood. It has to be broken down into tiny, soluble pieces. These simple soluble substances can be absorbed by blood. So, breaking down of food inside the body is called digestion. We can also say that digestion is the process of breakdown of food into smaller and simpler substances which can be readily absorbed and assimilated by the body. What happens to the food? Human digestive system. Inside the mouth. Digestion begins inside the mouth. When we eat solid food, our sharp, biting teeth in front cut it, while our flat grinding teeth at the back grind it. A digestive juice called saliva mixes with the food and softens it. The tongue helps to mix the food with the saliva. It changes starch into sugar, hence the food tastes sweet. Inside the stomach. From the mouth, the food goes into the stomach through the food pipe. Our stomach is like a bag of muscles. Here, the food is churned and mixed with more digestive juices produced by the walls of the stomach. These juices further break down the food. Inside the small intestine, from the stomach, the food is pushed into a long, coiled tube called small intestine. More digestive juices from the liver and the pancreas are added here. These juices mix with the food and convert it to simple, soluble substances. Here, the process of digestion is completed. The blood vessels in the walls of the small intestine absorb the digested food. The blood now takes the food to different parts of the body. But some proportions of the food cannot be digested. It becomes waste. The undigested food that is not absorbed goes into the large intestine. Inside the large intestine. The large intestine is much wider and shorter than the small intestine. It absorbs water from the food waste. This water goes to the kidneys and from the kidneys goes out of the body as urine. The remaining solid waste is sent out of the body as stool. Why food tastes sweet? Chew a piece of bread for some time. It tastes sweet. Why? It tastes sweet because the digestive enzymes present in the saliva break down some of the carbohydrates in the bread into a simple substance called glucose. Glucose is sweet in taste and makes the food taste sweet. Our body converts glucose into energy that we use to perform various activities. You must have noticed during cricket or any other sport events, players are given a glass of glucose water to give them instant energy. When a person is suffering from dehydration or weakness due to illness or stress, a glucose solution is directly injected into the patient's blood through a drip. This is called glucose drip. It gives instant energy to the patient. Some tips for good digestion. We need to follow good and healthy eating habits to get our food digested properly. Some of the habits to inculcate are: eat at regular intervals, take small bites and chew food well, do not eat in a hurry. After a meal, walk slowly for at least half an hour. Do not sleep with a full stomach. Drink lots of water during the day. It helps in digestion of food. Eat lots of fruits and green leafy vegetables every day. Avoid overeating or undereating. Eat a balanced diet. Avoid eating junk food like French fries, chips, cakes, and burgers. Words to remember: soluble, able to be dissolved, absorbed, taken in, dehydration, a harmful reduction in the amount of water in the body. Brush up. Breakdown of food inside the body is known as digestion. Glucose is sweet and makes the food taste sweet. We need to follow good eating habits to digest food properly. Life skills: yoga for health, triangle pose or trikonasana. Stand erect with feet apart. Inhale and raise both hands on the side to shoulder level. Exhale and bend sideways to touch the right hand to the right foot. The right hand should be straight up and the head should be looking up as shown in the picture. Trikonasana. Come back to the starting position and repeat on the other side. Do this 3 to 5 times. Benefits: this pose exercises the entire body and it also improves digestion.